Ah, this is good always. Oh man. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father. Let's talk about bottled at the source water versus regular spring water, like Deer Park, Arrowhead, all these brands. Bottled at the source, that means they find the spring and they build the warehouse of bottling company on top of the spring source. Literally, the spring comes out right inside the warehouse and goes, well, some people claim that their water never touches the air, so it comes out of the ground and straight into the bottles. And we're not talking about, the plastic bottles, of course, I get that, but it goes out of the ground straight into the bottle. That's what it means, bottled at the source. Versus the other spring water brands, they will actually on the label say the source is so and so spring, so and so spring, so and so. Like there's 3-4 different springs. And what happens is they have their water trucks fill up at all these different sources, like a big tanker water truck. They fill them up and they drive them to the bottling facility in the truck. And they get to the facility, they have these giant rubber hoses that are like 20-30 feet long, and they're pumping that water out of the water truck through a rubber nasty rubber hose into the facility. Then they filter it and then they bottle it. So once you start drinking bottled at the source water, and then you'll go back and try one of those spring waters that are from different sources and that are being driven to the facility in the water truck and then pumped through these rubber hoses, you will literally taste that nasty rubber plastic taste to it, and that's from those rubber hoses. It's a completely different game. And this particular brand, we've been drinking this for years, Crystal Geyser. I live in South Carolina. This is actually from South Carolina, but they have, depending on where you live in the country, they have different sources. And you're gonna be buying at your local grocery store. It's gonna most likely be the closest one to you. So I know this one's from South Carolina. It's about an hour from my house. And there's one in Tennessee. There's one in New York. There's two in California. And let me think what else. 2 in California, 1 in Tennessee, 1 in South Carolina, 1 in New York. Those are the ones I can remember on top of my hand, but you can look it up. It makes a world of difference in taste and quality, and I would assume, the natural benefits of clean, pure water, which is extremely important. Forget all these sugary drinks, forget Pepsi. I mean, we're not even talking about Pepsi. That's just straight up poison. You should never ever drink any Pepsi products. And I'm not picking on Pepsi. Anything of that sort, like any sodas, like forget that. The insane amount of sugar, and it's not even sugar, it's high fructose corn syrup. And I don't know, I heard recently that high fructose corn syrup causes more deaths, or diabetes and deaths and other diseases like cancers and all sorts of things, more than alcohol and cigarettes combined at this point in America. And this high fructose corn syrup, like, start reading the labels. It's almost in everything that is sweet, that is cheap, that is something that you shouldn't even put in your body. If you see a high fructose corn syrup on any product, that's trash. Just right away put it in the trash. Never buy it again. High fructose corn syrup, any kind of fructose corn syrup, that is straight up poison. Water, clean water. If you have a spring source somewhere that you know of yourself and you can go fill up your own bottles, that is the best. Second best is this Crystal Geyser. Worst case scenario, any spring water, it's gonna taste like it came out of a hose, but hey. Water, 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 water. Love you all.